Fired early Thursday, Urban Meyer spoke to NFL Network on Friday. He had a 23-minute conversation with Ian Rappaport. And look, there's a lot that he said. But the thing that really caught my eye and the eye of many others, I think college football has changed quite a bit. Society has changed, Meyer said. You think how hard you pushed. I believe there's greatness in everybody. It's the coach's job to find that greatness however you do that. I think everyone is so fragile right now. And that includes coaching staffs. When I got into coaching, coaches weren't making this kind of money. They didn't have agents. Everything is so fragile where it used to be team, team, team. I remember talking about it in a staff meeting 3 days ago. I got into this profession because I had the greatest high school coach, and it was all about team. Now, I think maybe the truth is it's all about me, not all about team. And it's all about Urban Meyer wanting to bring his specific style, that old school, in-your-face, swish around the water and spit it out of your mouth. I'll kick you in the ass or elsewhere if I feel like doing it. I played for a coach like that. Mike, I'm sure you've encountered guys like that over the years. We're from the same time frame. That's how it used to be. It used to be okay. It used to work, and now it doesn't. So as Urban Meyer stands there and wonders, why has everyone changed? He needs to ask himself, why haven't I?
So, we talk about old school, new school, and sometimes people get the perception that everything done in old school is outdated and can't be done anymore. And I disagree with that. I think there are still some old school things that could be used in the new school as well. But some things can't be. I mean, we have changed. You learn over time. I mean, right? I mean, when we were kids, we never wore seatbelts. You actually learned wearing a seatbelt is probably the smart thing to do. You learn to do things in a better way. And the one thing about Urban, now, he said, he was sorry he wasn't able to take this franchise where it should go. But as far as the coaching part of this, that man doesn't look in the mirror. He doesn't look in the mirror and say any of it's on him. He's putting it all on the players and the coaches all being fragile of today. He failed. Last I checked, he picked this entire staff, didn't he? I mean, he picked these guys, so he should know these guys. So to put that blame everywhere else, listen, as I talked about with him, with a new coach in a bad organization, your job is to lay the foundation. He never laid the foundation, ever, or the mortar he used had too much sand in it and nothing was solidifying. Because it was horrible, and it starts with him. So while I will say I think some old school things, and I don't mean kicking people, no water, some of the stupid drills that you do, I get it. But some of the mentality I do get that could live in today. But it doesn't seem that Urban takes any accountability in what he's done as a coach. It's blame the players and blame the staff that he hired, that they're fragile and society has changed. So, all right, dude, you think it's changed and you don't like the way it's changed? Good luck in your retirement. Because, if you're not going to change, I don't see it happening. And a lot of people are going to say, well, he was so successful in college. And you know what? There'll probably be a college that'll give him a shot again at some point. He'll never work in the pros again. He probably doesn't want to work in the pros again because the players aren't taking his garbage. So it'll be interesting if he lands back in college again at some point.
Two things. One, he prefaced his comments, the ones we shared with you, by saying he had spoken to Jimmy Johnson recently, and that was the gist of the conversation. If I'm Jimmy Johnson, I'm saying, whoa, 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 whoa. Leave me out of this, Urban, because I came to the NFL and I realized what I knew. I realized what I didn't know. I suffered through a 1-15 season. I didn't treat every single loss as if my puppy just got run over by a steamroller. I mean, my God, the guy was anguished over losing in the preseason. It's like, this guy's never going to last, and he didn't understand what he needed to do to lay that foundation of stone and concrete and build a team that was going to be successful. He was just clueless. He thought all he had to do was show up, and they were going to be so awed by the presence of Urban Meyer that everything was going to fix itself. That ain't how it works. Here's the other side of it, too. He made it clear. He didn't just wake up as of last January and become this guy. He's always been the guy who will berate players verbally, who will berate his coaching staff, call them losers, call them dumb, call them stupid, maybe allegedly or actually kick a kicker or punt a punter, as the case may be. So he got away with it when he was in a place where he's the emperor of the college town. Because who's got power over him there? And if you're winning, and that's the other side of it too, Mike, if they were 11-2 instead of 2-11, he'd still be there. And people wouldn't be complaining. Right. They'd be tolerating his misbehavior in silence.
Yeah, they'd be saying his way works. because that's what it comes down to, especially, listen, we know it in big-time college football now. It comes down for coaches winning and losing. We certainly know it's that way in the NFL. But that's the biggest difference, Mike, is he had power in college over 18 and 22-year-olds and over the coaching staff. The coaches at big-time programs like that are the most powerful people at the school or in the state. They're certainly paid the most as well. That doesn't play, and that's his style. And listen, that's his style. That's his style. He tried to play it in the pros. He wasn't going to change. He was unbelievably successful in college, and he tried to apply the same measures in the pros. And it doesn't work. The game is totally different. The players are totally different, and he wasn't able and didn't want to adapt. Instead, he just said, players and coaches are different. They don't know my way, and my way is a winning way. He's going to believe he was in the right? That he knows how to coach because he won in college. But it's different in the pros. A lot of times those college coaches come to the pros and they don't win. They have this weird expectation that it's going to be the same, and it's completely different. So again, spinning it forward, it'll be really interesting where he ends up. Does he end up back in the media where he talks about this? Or does he, and then at some point, end up back in college? I don't know.
And just so we're clear, I'm not saying it made the misbehavior okay. I'm just saying if they were 11-2, nobody would be saying anything. The fact that they struggled, I think, emboldened people to complain. And I think when he abandoned his post, that was the moment where people who were not happy with the way he carried himself and the way he handled himself began to feel emboldened to talk about it to reporters, because this had been going on for weeks. Before it hit critical mass 9 days ago, it had been going on. There were many unhappy people who were working for him, and they're happy now, even though the Jaguars lost to the Texans yesterday. They should be happy. They got the #1 overall pick in the draft. All they have to do is just hold it together. We know you can do it, Jaguars. Just lose these last 3 games, and you have an even better assets to attract your next coach. By the way, real quickly, Josh McDaniels, a name that I'm told to keep an eye on because of the work he's done with Mac Jones in New England as the offensive coordinator. And also Byron Leftwich. What a story that would be. The former Jaguars rookie quarterback, the guy who was a franchise quarterback in Jacksonville, doing great things with the Bucs. Maybe he'll be the guy who comes back and gets the most out of Trevor Lawrence.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.